this is where your tour starts.
Yep.
Excellent. And so you come here and you request a tour, and then you have your sampling right there.
Yep. And normally, like on Saturdays, we'll do like a walking, talking, tour, and tasting.
Okay, excellent. One of those days. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Welcome to Muddy River Distillery in Belmont, North Carolina. Yeah, he was telling me these are, the different stages. He's transporting it right now.
So,
SpaceX Starship Run. What's the story behind that?
our boss is a nerd.
I love it. That's
He
awesome.
got that. He was like, oh, that looks like one of those ship things. So he threw it on his trailer when he first got it. Put the sticker on there and paraded it around Charlotte, Belmont, and all that.
That's very cool.
He was watching rocket launches and all that. So he's a big like Star Trek fan, so he's all like,
My kind of guy. He seems like a cool dude.
yeah, you should see the test collection too.
I did. I was going to make a short out of that until I didn't. Now I will.
Apparently, that's like 3 times out of his house.
Really? Wow. Well, I can't just. There you go, guys. Check out that Pez collection.
The 2 schools are sons to somebody. We think he's going to go to ECU.
Yeah. What's he want to study?
Marketing.
He's looking at that.
business
We did a visit earlier this year.
So basically, that's where all the fermentation goes on. So you can hear that bucket. We just started that yesterday. So I filled that whole thing up, and then Jordan added the yeast to it after I left. And then that bubbling is just the off gas for the CO2 because that's what alcohol is. So alcohol comes from yeast eating sugar, releasing alcohol. Part of that is also CO2. So you can see it coming across and down. It's just kind of keep track of fermentation by when it stops bubbling. It's about time to go. So for us, we ferment granulated sugar and molasses. So if you see that behind you, those are totes of molasses. So again, we use that fancy molasses, so the best quality molasses we can get our hands on. We'll add it to our mix tank. We'll add a couple 50-pound bags of granulated sugar in there. Then we'll mix it with some hot water to get it all nice and together. Then we'll pump it into the totes here, or totes or the giant silver things where we can add our yeast and it starts fermenting.
Yeah.
One cool thing with the things here is that we only make mashes when we're running the stills. When you're running the stills get super hot, so you got to cool them down.
Yeah.
So it costs energy to cool them down, therefore costing money to cool them down. And our boss, we don't have any investors here or anything.
Okay.
So our boss is real on the dollar with everything, so we try to recycle as much as possible.
Okay.
Like if you notice the molasses totes, we also ferment in these. We'll do batches in them. Once you go back there, you'll see everything else in there. So, but the mix tank here, we only do it when we're running the stills because we recycle the hot water from the stills to help mix the mash together.
Oh, excellent use of energy.
Yeah.
That's good. In the future, everything will have to be like that.
Absolutely, for
And
sure.
so I'm glad you're ahead of the game.
Yeah, he's always forward thinking like that. And yeah, basically we just mix it together and then run it through the heat exchanger and pump it either into the Starship Rum or the Yeti cup or into the totes here.
The Yeti. Be so lucky as to get something from the Starship Rum SpaceX.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That
So
is-
how many barrels does this produce?
What's up? It's I think it's a 60 barrel. 60 barrel?
Okay.
Like technical.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, we just go by, we can count by batches, so we know what our batch size is going to be.
Sure.
So we can hold 8 of our batches.
So all those drinks that we tasted earlier, all those delicious drinks were made right here.
Yeah, this is the very first step.
Excellent. Because those drinks were amazing.
Appreciate it. Yeah, and then from there we only distill one product that we then either throw in the barrel or add flavor to. So like that silver, that's the only thing that we make right now. So we take the silver, either keep it as silver or put the silver in a barrel or add flavor and sugar to the silver.
Okay. Very cool.
We're talking about doing some other things though. We might have some famous people coming to work with us. So
Oh, heck
keep an eye out
yeah.
for certain different things, but
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's how Deadpool, I forget his name. He's like Ryan Reynolds. He owns everything now, like Mint Mobile. But
yeah, that's weird.
did you know, like I know he's like a Mongol now, like an actual Mongol. But he started a vodka company and sold it to the airlines. Just
Really?
yeah,
It's called aviation.
yeah, it was called
That's
aviation.
awesome.
I saw because I travel a lot. I saw him marketing it hard. It started showing up on every flight. Next thing you know, he sold it for. I was like, that was the quickest flip I've ever
That's
seen.
what all these people like that have their own tequila brand, like Terramana with The Rock and fucking what's his name, Guy Fieri, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
dude from that band, forget the name, but they have like a mezcal. And the reason like all these celebrities are coming out with their own alcohol is not because they want their own alcohol. It's because they're trying to build up an asset that they can sell later.
Exactly. An Anheuser-Busch or someone who wants to break into that market. Yeah.
So, I mean, they make good stuff most of the time.
You can't.
Yeah, sometimes.
Can't hate the hustle.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's just where all the fermentation goes on, and then from here, as you can see, this is what we pump into the stills that then makes the rum.
Okay. And right now you're making which batch?
What do you mean?
Which alcohol? Which liquor in particular?
So all our rum starts from one.
Okay, so this is the
We use
base.
the same.
This is the absolute lowest level.
Yeah, you
Gotcha.
You can call it a mash bill like you would whiskey, but we call it a wash or a wine. But it's the same wine base that makes everything. So it goes in this brown color, but it's going to come out that clear silver color you had with silver. And then after that, it either goes to a barrel or we mix it to make spice rum or coconut rum or something like that.
Very cool. Very cool. So this is the basic building block.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. All right, guys. We are entering where the barrels are kept. This is Muddy River Distillery.
Our boss worked here for 12 years, never opened a barrel until like a few months ago. So,
Wow. This is a barrel?
yep. You can see all the char in there.
This is the inside that makes all the tasty flavor. Cool.
Bourbon in. Of course, you got the char on the inside. That's really unique for a rum distillery. You know, most places use an something else cask, like ex-bourbon, ex-scotch, ex-cognac, something else cask, because, you know, but down in Barbados and Haiti, where the rum really used to come from, they don't have like trees down there to really make barrels. You got palm trees, which is not a lot of woods. You got to really go through some palm trees, and also it doesn't really hold the liquor that well. It can crack pretty quickly and all that. So they got to use something else casks, which is why they don't ship down on fresh barrels, because they're going to crack along the way and become usable by the time it gets down there, because it gets really hot, dries the wood out. It's just not good.
Yeah.
That's why you use a freshly dumped barrel, or they'll just send like full barrels and have them take care of all that. So Virgin American Whited Barrel is really unique for rum, and that's also because you know, we're in the South in America, and everybody loves bourbon and whiskey. I'm a big bourbon on the side, so you got to appeal to that.
Sure.
Excellent.
Yeah, we also do free barrel dedications, so
Oh,
yeah, we're having something coming up.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so cool. Thank you so
Like sell the
much.
whole barrel too? Or just dedicate?
Just dedicate.
If you wanted to buy like the bottle from that batch, we could do that. I don't know if we could sell you like a. I'm sure there's a way we could sell you like the whole barrel with the liquid inside of it
Right,
and
just
everything, but
selling bottles.
I highly doubt that boss would ever do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, these things are investments.
Exactly.
How
Yeah,
much?
this is our boss's 401k.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like these are
And
Pro-
if you look at those behind you, those are our oldest barrels.
these are your oldest aged barrels?
Yeah, that whole stack up there is 8 years old.
Wow.
We got next age statement release for barrel aged stuff. So we were talking about like Christmas this year, early next year, but I think we should kind of push it back to like the opening of our new place, which I think will be tight. And that also gives an opportunity to let a bunch of barrels go through and get super old, because we want to go all the way to 20.
Sure.
So we got the 1 year, 4 year, we're gonna go 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So
Okay. All right.
Nice.
But the thing is, like, we don't have any clue. Not even our boss has ever opened an 8 year barrel. The oldest thing we've ever opened and tried is a 6 year,
Yeah.
which is fantastic.
So will this be like when you guys get ready to open this to be a special edition? Like, what was
Look at how old this barrel is.
It probably mostly sold at 8 year. We don't have any clue how that's going to work. I
Yeah.
haven't thought about it at all.
Okay, I want to get an email. Let's get
So
it.
is this how you decide like the date, like how old they
Yeah, so
are?
this is kind of telling us what barrels are where. We have a big old spreadsheet
Oh,
that has like
okay.
date and everything.
Actually-
we do have some of the dates like written on there. That
Yeah.
Guys, come here. I want to take a picture with you.
you want me to take it?
Oh yeah, actually, I'll take a selfie and then because only in the selfie. Be sure to get your shot glass, guys. Overall, this has been a great experience. If you find yourself in Belmont, North Carolina, you know what to do. The format is I got to talk over this because the audio, for some reason, people don't like to see the audio that came with the original video.
So you guys got another location you're working on?
Working on it. Yeah, we just bought a new building a couple months ago.
Is that nearby or?
It's like 10 minutes from here. Somewhere in my Holly.
Okay. Yeah, what's ETA on that?
Early 2024. So
Okay.
it was built in 1875, so there's a little bit of work that we need to do.
Yeah, I saw the video on it. So.
Well, he did say he has to double over.
All right, so what's
He's
this?
becoming very
So
technical.
this is our silver rum. No barrel aging, no sugar added, no flavoring, no nothing. It's the product that we make that I am most proud of, just because it's the hardest to do right, and we have absolutely nailed it.
Okay.
For a clear spirit, actually has flavor to it. It's not pure ethanol. You don't have to choke it down. You have to find like certain flavors in there. So it's a tasty white rum. You can take shots of it, use it for mixing whatever you want to do.
Nice. It is very clear. It's like water.
Yeah.
Full flavor rum.
Yeah.
I like that. I can appreciate that.
you.
Doesn't have that any aftertaste that's foul. It's nice.
This is our barrel aged line. This is our 1 year old. Normally we shoot for about 1.5 years, but a virgin American white oak barrel aged, same exact barrels you would age bourbon in. So this is going to be more of your classic rum flavors. You taste a lot more of the oak in the 4 year here. But I mean, saline, caramel, molasses, a little bit of that oak, a little bit of the vanilla that comes along with that oak. So great for sipping. It's also like if you want to have rum in a cocktail and actually have it taste like rum, that's the one you guys want.
Great. Thank you. Is really, really good.
I like how it's dry. It's
Yeah.
We don't add sugar to like any of these things.
This is a
And a lot
very
of
good
places
one.
like Zaya or Zacapa, they add sugar to it. They don't tell you, so this ends up being like super, super, super sweet. Like
Yeah.
so this is my favorite product out of all the things that we have. This is our 4-year-old Queen Charlotte's Reserve single barrel, so we keep track of what barrel and bottle it is and all that. Not too much to say about it. 4 years old, basically bourbon with how much oak flavors in there. Like a lot of people that are bourbon fans won't want to try the rum.
Yeah.
And then, I'm like, hey, you want to try some rum? He's like, oh no, I'm here for bourbon. I'm like, oh, I got something for you, and I'll pour it for him and won't tell him what it is. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm like, you just drink rum, nerds. Just, I've turned a lot of people with that one.
Very cool. Very cool.
So, because we use the same ones that you would age bourbon in, virgin American white oak barrels, it also has to be charred on the inside. So, if you look here, the way it gets the color and the oak flavor is because it soaks into the wood here. When it does that, it goes through that charcoal layer, kind of like same exact way like a charcoal water filter works. So, when the wood gets hot and expands, lets the liquor in through there, goes through that charcoal filter. When it gets cold, compresses, pushes it back out, also goes through that charcoal layer. So it's just going in and out and into that charcoal layer, getting filtered, getting more flavor, more smoothness over time. That's why like really old Scotch is really expensive. Yeah, it should be.
It's
really
all, and it all comes down to the barrel.
Yep, it's all about the barrel.
Is this one of the barrels from one of your barrels?
Yeah, this was. I'm not sure which one this was from, but this is from one of them for sure.
Very
See
cool.
that line down there? That's how far the liquor soaked into it.
Nice.
So we call that like the devil's cut. 'Cause
That's the
lost
devil's
that we can't
cut?
get. Yep.
Nice.
The devil's cut, and then the angel's share, which is like evaporation, because alcohol is.
Oh, okay. So the angels share in the devil's cut.
Exactly. So that's how we can get lost.
Very cool. The more you know, right?
Tropical punch.
Yeah.
Punch, yummy.
Yeah, it's
So this is the world's first basil rum. You're not going to find anything like this anywhere else. We do use local basil, so this particular batch came from Clover, South Carolina. It always comes from North or South Carolina. Next batch has come from Clemson, so I'm a little bit worried about it, but I think it'll be fine. And we literally just let basil leaves. We get like an acre or two at a time. We pick and pluck them off the stems, throw them in buckets, and then throw them in there with our 90% liquor from the stills. Let it soak for like a month. And then it comes out, strain it out, add a little bit of sugar to it, and that's all that it is.
Wow. Oh my gosh, it smells like a hippy dippy.
A hippy dippy.
Nice. This is a must
amount that
try.
you can do with that.
yeah.
Also, if y'all need like recipes or anything,
Oh, yeah,
these
yeah.
have been updated like pretty. Yeah, it's real coconut. And also, if you look at Malibu, Malibu's only 21%. This is a full 35%.
Wow.
So, tastes better. You're actually gonna get your buzz off of it.
Very cool.
Not too much to say. It's one of the few coffee liqueurs in the world that uses real coffee. Apparently, that's a surprising thing. We do use a local Charlotte roaster for it, so Javeska, he's great. His name is Steven. And for the coffee, he kept sending us samples of coffee. We're like, needs to be this, needs to be that, needs to be whatever. And he finally sent us a sample. He was like, all right, guys, this is the last one I could possibly send you. It's the strongest possible cold brew that science will allow me to make. Once we tried that, we're like, nailed it. So there is some caffeine in here, so be careful drinking this at night, but that means it's great for day drinking. So.
Nice.
There you go.
Virgin American wide oak barrel, same type of barrel you would age bourbon in, freshly opened, with all the sediment inside that creates that delicious bourbon flavor. It smells so good. You kind of like, you want to build something out of this wood, right?
Yeah, we do sell off our barrels, so.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah, we sell. We try to sell as much as possible. We sell
What-
lots of breweries. It's like the only winery in North Carolina that uses real freaking barrels. Like,
Yeah.
I called so many people trying to find real barrels, and this was like the only place.
Do you have like a list? Like, can I get on like an email list or anything like
Yeah,
that?
just
or
shoot us an email. We'll let you know.
anything special comes out or during the holidays or
sure.
whatever? Okay.
Follow
So
us
this
on
is an
YouTube,
actual
Instagram,
wine?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm constantly watching, so I got notifications.
Very cool.
So do you mind me asking, how much do you sell when you go
Excellent.
back to
Thank you so
resell
much.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about having that like as a
Table.
What
as a
we
table,
could-
making this a table.
I have to talk to my boss because we'll have a barrel over there. Built these two plus the little tiny one over there.
These are hand-built
Not
stills?
that one is was manufactured by other people.
I see.
But these, that one, Democracy, Liberty, and a little Freedom over there are hand built by our boss.
Fantastic.
They're hybrid reflex column stills with some other magic going on in there. So they are, we're like the only people in the world that have this type of still.
That is very cool.
Super, only unique to Muddy River. I think that's like where the specialness of our rum comes from.
So if you want to try very delicious rum, I can't get the spiced rum out of my mouth, you come here to Muddy River. They also have other spirits as well. Believe